Welcome learners. In this video we will get a brief description or basic description on photosynthesis A-level biology. And this is very important chapter and this is very important part of biology, basically for A-level biology. So let's continue on our today's chapter. So what is photosynthesis? We know what is photosynthesis. This is the process which is followed by trees and plants to create their foods. But let's get a brief description and the basic description for photosynthesis. So very basically, we know that photosynthesis is the process of creating foods in plants. Suppose this is a plant here, and we know that we don't need to give a plant some foods. I think you have never seen that someone is giving a pizza or hot dog to a plant, right? And why the plants don't need to get any food from us? And this the question, and the answer is they create their own food, and the process they use to create their own foods is photosynthesis, which is basically written by this. The process of creating foods in plants is called photosynthesis. And as photosynthesis happens, the leaves we see in plants are green, because the green leaves has some special things that is needed or that is must for the photosynthesis to be happened. And this is the very basics of photosynthesis. So let's dive into some brief description. So we'll know now what is needed to happen or to be happened photosynthesis. Here we see some things or elements, like here we are seeing the light here, or you can say this the sun rays, and here there's CO2 or the carbon dioxide, and here we can see water, and here we see a leaf, but something is different. When the photosynthesis needs to be happened, some special things is needed to happen this or to make this happen. So first we need carbon dioxide from the air, you see, and this is the main thing that is needed for photosynthesis. CO2 and the water here we can see is the main things that will react with each other in the photosynthesis reaction, and they need the presence of light, you can see here, and the chlorophyll of a plant. So you can say, what is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll stays or is located in the chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are a type of plastid. The trees and plants have three kinds of plastids. One of them is chloroplast, and the chlorophylls are the main parts of chloroplasts, and the chlorophylls helps the photosynthesis to happen, and the main photosynthesis reaction actually happens in the chlorophylls or in the chlorophyll cells. And as the chlorophyll remains in the plants, you can see here, so the plant has a green color. You see here a green color, right? And this is very important for photosynthesis. Next we can see the sun rays, sunlight. But do you know that sunlight is not required for photosynthesis? So then why we read that the sun rays are very important and this is must for photosynthesis? Because the sun rays or sunlight have the exact wavelength that light need for photosynthesis to be happened. It has a wavelength of 720 nanometer, and this is must for photosynthesis to be happened. If you have a bulb or a light which can produce lights of 720 nanometers, then that can be used for photosynthesis. So keep in mind that the sun rays is not always triggered. And that's the answer of the question why you see some plants that are situated in the home. And that are the plants which produce foods in the presence of simple lights, not the sun lights. So this is the basic things that photosynthesis need to happen. So keep in mind that not the sunlight and the chlorophyll reacts with each other. Mainly the carbon dioxide here, CO2 and water reacts with each other. And when they are reacting with each other, they need the presence of sunlight or the light which have a wavelength of 720 nanometer and chlorophyll. So this is the main reaction or main things for photosynthesis to happen. So this is, here we come to the reaction, the photosynthesis reaction, the reaction which is happened in photosynthesis. So here we can see, I told this before, that we have 6 carbon dioxide molecules and 6 water molecules or H2O, and when these are reacting with each other, we get not a glucose, I'm sorry, that's a sugar or sucrose molecule, and we get 6 oxygen molecules. And this is the full reaction for photosynthesis. But here, when you're putting this arrow, here something needs to be noted. This reaction only happens in the presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll. And these are must. So the chlorophyll and the sunlight, and these are must. If there is no sunlight or chlorophyll, this reaction will not happen. And when these are present, the reaction will happen. So here we see that we need 6 carbon dioxide atoms that are got from air, and here we have 6 H2 or water molecules, and these are got from the soil, and these are equipped by plants from the soil. And when this reaction happens, we get a sucrose molecule, and that's the basic sugar or basic food that is generated for the whole life or all lives in the earth. And here we get 6 oxygen molecules, and this is the oxygen we need to live in the earth, and this oxygen is left by the plant to the air. And as this happens, the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen is done by the plant. So from this equation you also get the answer of question why chlorophyll is must. Why this is important so much. And yes, this is we can answer from this equation, and that's right. As the equation happens, or as the reaction of photosynthesis happens, the oxygen is balanced, and that's why all of the main livings are still living in the earth. And that's the answer why we are still present in the earth, because we get oxygens, and that's the main thing we need to live. And from the resultants we also get a sucrose atom, or we call it sugar. And this is very important because this is the sugar which is converted into all of the foods we get from plants. This sugar molecule or sucrose molecule is converted into different kinds of nutritions. This is important to produce different kinds of nutritions in the foods we get from plants, like the fruits, like the vegetables we get from plant. All of them is present as this sugar atom or the sucrose atom is produced. And from this side, or from the left side, we get a carbon dioxide molecule. And as this is equipped by the plant, as carbon dioxide is taken by plant, the carbon dioxide is balanced. And that's why we say that plant more trees, because as much as trees you will plant, the more carbon dioxide will be taken by it, and the more oxygen will be left by it. And as this reaction is present, all of the lives in the earth is present. And that's the truth, really. So I think you have got a basic idea about photosynthesis. We have discussed many things, like why is this important. We also discussed on how this happens and what is produced by it, and why this is important to plant more trees. So thanks for watching. If you learned something from this video, please let me know in the comments. And if you thought that the reaction helped you so much, please say this in the comment below. I will wait for your comments. And please like this video, share and subscribe our channel. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. And again, thanks for watching.